Right, the Mercedes-AMG GT R. The first thing I have to say about this car, it's probably the most outrageous thing I've seen in a long time, and that's not just the paint colour I'm talking about. I'm going to give you a tour of it, so let's start at the front and work our way back. The grille, that toothy grille, well, it's actually inspired by the 300 SL Gullwing racer from back in the 50s that won the Panamericana race. This bumper, it's lower, it's more aggressive, and under there is an active aero flap that can increase downforce or reduce drag. The wheels, Michelin Pilot Super Sports, basically cut slicks, pretty serious tyres, especially in the wet. This blade here in the side grille looks very cool indeed. No idea what it does. More prominent side seals. The track width, yeah, that's what gives this car the really muscular stance. Slightly less than 50mm wider than standard at the front, slightly more than 50mm wider at the back. Makes all the difference. If we come around the back here, well, we can't forget the fixed rear wing, can we? You can adjust it, there's bolts here, but it doesn't actually move when you're on the move. And down here with the exhausts, well, this enormous central AMG embossed pipe, that's where all the noise comes from. But if you look a little bit closer, there's more, because there's an extra pipe coming out here from the right of the diffuser and a matching one on the left. Only in the world of AMG. What we have to remember with this car is it is a development of the GTS. It's not a race car that's been toned down and then they've slapped a number plate on it. You might remember the SLS Black Series, supposedly a more hardcore version of the SLS, but actually it was just a better sorted car all round. And it's the same case here. This thing is fast, it's hardcore, but it's civilized as well. Having said that, it will still do a 7-minute, 10-second lap with the Nürburgring, so not exactly slow. Tech highlights, we should go through those. There are so many with this car that it's hard to know where to begin, but I'll focus in on just a few. We've got carbon fibre body panels, we've got a carbon fibre roof to keep the weight down. 4-wheel steering, so important in modern supercars these days to give it that stability at high speed and agility at low speed. They've also tweaked the gear ratio, so we've got a longer first gear and a shorter 7th, and a more aggressive launch control strategy. Vital when you're on the supermarket run. Not a cheap car though, 141 grand or thereabouts for this, which is over 30 grand more than a GTS. It's a lot of money, but when you analyse it, when you bear down into the detail, you can see that Mercedes has thrown everything at this car to justify that increase. And I have to say, they've definitely done it. All right, let's fire this car up. Ooh, that engine, it's still a twin turbo 4-litre V8, of course, but here we've got 74 more horsepower than the GTS for a total of 577 horsepower, which is quite a lot. The big story though is this yellow knob here. It's the 9-stage traction control, and I'll give you a quick demo of how it works. You have to turn the ESC off fully, so press and hold that, there we go. And then you can see the lights here telling you which stage of bravery you're on. So full right if you're feeling a bit scared and it's a bit wet, or all the way to the left if you've got balls the size of planets. What else can I tell you? Well, there are clues to this car's track focus remit in here. We've got bucket seats here. We've also got a roll cage behind me here, and that exhaust that you can hear rumbling away in the back, well, that's 6 kilograms lighter than the other one. It also sounds like thunder. This has to be one of the best sounding turbocharged cars in the world, and I'll give you a quick blast of what I mean. Sounds especially good when you're in a corrugated shed like this. Now, there are rumours that AMG is working on a Black Series version of the GTs that will be even more powerful, even more mental to look at, and even more track focused. But let's forget about that for now, because right now the AMG GT R is AMG at its slightly deranged best.